Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from your left, Tony Bruin on the North American Rockwell OV-10 Bronco. Now this is a two-seat twin-engine style, fully aerobatic turboprop light attack and counterinsurgency aircraft. It was developed as a light armed reconnaissance aircraft to meet a specification in 1963 for a very new type of close contact jungle fighting. Now, this was basically a specification for Vietnam. The specification basically brought about an aircraft that was really multi-role, including forward air control, helicopter escort for mass helicopter formations, armed reconnaissance, light air transport, artillery spotting, tactical air support, low-level photography, and smoke laying. Why a light transport? Well, the aircraft has a longer fuselage than you would think, because in the back it can actually take 6 fully equipped troops sitting on the rear cargo area. Now if you have a look at the rear of the fuselage, you'll see here, instead of a solid door, this is a perspex door. Now the reason for that is that this aircraft, the OV-10B, was produced for Germany for use as a target tow. The OV-10B had no weapons capabilities and no sponsons to carry any weapons. The target towing equipment was fitted in the cargo bay, and 18 of these aircraft went to the Luftwaffe in late 1960. That transparent dome replaced the rear cargo door, and a rear seat was installed in that area for the target winch operator, so he could look backwards out of the dome. The aircraft is powered by 2 700 shaft horsepower Garrett turboprops. It's quite a large machine that has a 40-foot span and a length of 44 foot. Now this is a configured pass. He's configured for land. Tony has actually brought this aircraft in previous shows and based it here at Ragley Hall. There's a great short takeoff and landing capability. Now, although unarmed, this aircraft has been fitted with the sponsons of the armed machines that operated not only in Vietnam but other Latin American countries. It can carry 5 of these hard points on the wings and the fuselage. It is capable of carrying 4 7.62 M60 machine guns or rotary cannon, and it can carry either 7 or 19 shooting rocket pods. Now these rocket pods contain either 7 or 19 of these 2 3/4 inch diameter folding fin rockets. In the forward air control role, they would be fitted with white phosphorus warheads. Now you can see the aircraft coming in what will be a typical strafing pass. Many of these aircraft used in the US Marine Corps was the first operator to use both the OV-10A and the 10D for night operations. And that commenced about 1969. And the aircraft operated right the way through from 1969 up until 1995 in Operation Desert Storm. Another strafing pass there. Introduced into combat operations in Vietnam under what was called Operation Combat Bronco. Now this was a field evaluation to see how the aircraft would perform. Another typical strafing pass there by Tony. This aircraft is fully aerobatic. And that proved in good stead in Vietnam, because a lot of the targets that they were firing at were concealed in the jungles under this massive tree canopy. And if they came down really low to make sure that they hit the target, they had to get out of there and avoid any AAA. After the end of October 1968, the Broncos were employed with number 19, 20 and 23 TAS. Now that was a Tactical Air Support Squadron. Now they operated at BNY Air Base Da Nang, and number 23 operated out of a base called Nakhon Phanom in Thailand. Some were modified to use what they call the Pave Spot Laser Target Designator, and those aircraft used the call sign NAIL. US Navy also had 4 attack squadrons. They were light attack squadrons, and they were capable of taking off from carriers and large support ships. Only 360 of these built, and they operated with great distinction, and you can see just how capable that aircraft is. US Air Force lost 64 of these in Vietnam, the US Marine Corps 10, and the US Navy lost 7. Very proud to say that 26 Australian and 7 New Zealand pilots also flew with the 19th TAS and the 20th TAS in the forward air control role. This was the major role that these aircraft undertook. So get your cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen. This will be Tony's last pass. This is a very rare aircraft. Not much familiarity with their operations in Vietnam and Europe, but certainly they played a very, very important role in that conflict. Give them a big wave, ladies and gentlemen. From that incredible cockpit, you can see everything that's going on down here. This machine operated by the Bronco Demo Team, and they have 2 of these OV-10s acquired from the Luftwaffe Technical School in Fassberg in 1999. Driving force behind the team is the pilot today, Tony de Bruin. He is the principal pilot with second display pilot Dan Griffith and a very large team of support staff.
So as Tony departs into the blue, we have something completely different, and this is the part